Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Stranded Alien Dawn. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 35 bucks. I myself picked it up during a 50% off sale. There's also a DLC, Robots and Guardians. I don't own that one. I wanted to see how the core game actually played before possibly getting the DLC, but the jury's out. So this game reminds me a lot of RimWorld. If you've played RimWorld, you're 75% of the way there. There's three different scenarios that you can choose between, as well as like different locations. Like you can choose you can start in a savanna area, you could start in like a tropical forest or a temperate area, and there's also a moon that you can choose between, and that's your event person. Like in RimWorld, like Cassandra was the easy one, I don't remember, but like depending on your moon choice, your events will be harder or easier or balanced, whatever. So like again, someone took RimWorld and also the text and the UI from Surviving Mars and kind of combined them into one game. Difficulty wise, like there is difficulty settings, but the game doesn't tell you really what the difference is. All I saw when choosing a difficulty was that you started with more or less resources, but it didn't actually like say creatures would be easier. It didn't offer any other information. And I was really hoping for some kind of custom setting so I could like I wanted to be able to customize my experience a bit more. Now there are a lot of characters you can choose between, and they start with different stats. You can't create your own characters, unfortunately. You just kind of are stuck with the ones that are on the list. But I love that you can choose, you can choose this guy who has strengths in this and this guy, and it's up to you to create a balanced team. And like in RimWorld, you're going to have to manage a lot of things: their happiness, what makes them happy, clothing, assigning weapons to them, and you can level up their skills over time. They may have different traits or favorite things to do. I'm gonna, you know what? Just take a drink of water, or because this is a family-friendly channel, I would never tell you to take a shot of alcohol, but take a drink of water, a swig of water every time I compare this game to RimWorld, because that's what it is. It's a 3D RimWorld. It's a nicer looking version of it. You can go on expeditions in this game. There's not like a global map like there is in RimWorld, but you can send people on a hot air balloon expedition to various locations and like get resources. You might be able to go to like a cargo pod, for example, and pick up something there, and so on. There's a lot of different crafting tables. There's, that you can also set priorities. So, for example, if this guy's really good at cooking or really good at research, you can kind of set a number priority there. You can also set their schedule. There's anything, relax, work, and sleep, and you can adjust things. You can have people work during, some people work during the day, others work at night, different shifts. If you want to do that, it's up to you. But you got a lot of things to consider too. If you have all the beds in the same room, for example, movement will wake people up and they'll get grumpy. So, it all depends on how you have everything kind of planned out. What I do like about this game are the different alien creatures you'll encounter and the different plants and the different everything, but you have to research them first. Whenever you encounter something for the first time in this game, like you'll still be able to hunt it or harvest it or whatever, but until you actually observe the thing, like someone has to walk over and observe it for a brief amount of time, and it's not until that happens that you actually learn more about it, and you can see, is it friendly? Is this creature friendly? Is it a herbivore? That kind of thing. So there is like an investigative element to this game, but it's a very light one. I didn't really like. It's important on your first playthrough because you don't know what you're doing, but like subsequent playthroughs, like you'll know this is for this. But still, to get the most out of something, you should observe it anyway. There is power in this game. You have to hook things up to a power grid. It's just power poles that you put everywhere. It's not that big of a deal. Various weather in this game will affect things that are outside, like thunderstorms lightning will strike your equipment and break it, like in RimWorld, and damage it. Batteries could malfunction, solar panels malfunction, and you'll have to use the resources that you have in order to repair them. Yeah, so it's just there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. It's a small colony management survival game, like in RimWorld. I had the option to start with 4 characters, I think, or no, I had the option to have a maximum of 6, but I couldn't go beyond 6, which was unfortunate, at least based on what I've seen. This is a 10-hour playthrough so far, what I've been playing, and like I've researched everything in the tech tree. I've built maybe 75-80% of the different things I could build. I need more power to build the rest of it. But you can build like a VR station so that they can relax, and whatever game they play, you can set it. You get experience. There's temperature in this game because of seasons. So like you want to build heaters for the wintertime and fans and air conditioning units and stuff for the summertime. Heat waves, cold snaps. Again, various weather effects. You can queue up various recipes in your various crafting tables, and it's overwhelming. I mean, it is overwhelming. Just take it one step at a time, and off you go. And the biggest challenge to me, really, because there's only 6 people max based on what I've seen, it's like there's not enough people to do all these different jobs. So you really have to mess with the priorities and get the people to do what you want them to. You can still click on them and manually tell them what to do, but like you'd have to do that constantly if you don't have your priorities set up right. There's farming in this game as well. Typically things die in the winter and grow any other time. You can build indoor plots, so you can mess around with that a little bit and get some indoor stuff going. The research tree itself isn't that extensive. Like it's not like RimWorld where it's ginormous. This one is like I got through it within 6-7 hours, no big deal. Enemies will spawn from time to time, like aggressive animals will spawn from time to time, and then after a short time they will attack. Again, like in RimWorld, bandits kind of hang around the outside of the map in RimWorld and then attack after 12 hours, whatever. In this game, it's the same thing. So you can go out to meet them. You can draft your people, meaning you can kind of take direct control and tell them what to do. You can build turrets in this game for defense. There's various turrets like flamethrowers. There's like, I don't know, there's like 4 of them, I think. You can build different types of walls like brick and concrete. So like there's a lot to do in this game, but I would be kind of miffed if I had paid full price for it because I have RimWorld. I could just go play that. You know what I mean? So like I like this and I still recommend it on the 50% off sale. But that being said, RimWorld has been out for quite a while and has a bunch of DLCs and expansions. I feel like RimWorld has more content than this. Even though this is nicer looking, I feel like RimWorld still has more stuff. And that's why, like, I'm kind of on the fence with recommending this at the full price. So my advice to you is, if you've played RimWorld and you're tired of it, try this one on a sale. If you've never tried either RimWorld or this game before, I suggest checking out RimWorld when it's on sale first, just to see if you like the genre. It has more stuff. And if you end up liking it, you can get the DLCs. With Stranded Alien Dawn, you're kind of stuck with just the core game and that Robots and Guardians DLC. That's all they have. So, like, this is a nicer looking version, sure, but RimWorld does have more content. So, it all depends on where you're coming from and what you've been exposed to, I think. So there you go, folks. That was Stranded Alien Dawn. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.